Hi everyone, Nick Creticos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and we're doing our first Christmas in July wreath tonight. So we have this pretty sign, it says Merry Christmas with the red gingham on the side, and usually I only use gingham at Christmas time, but I really love this sign, so I ended up picking it up. So our color scheme today is going to be red and white, and asking the questions tonight is going to be my best friend Skylar, so be sure to say hi to Skylar tonight because she's joining me. So we have some mesh. We're not going to be adding any greenery per Skylar's request. She didn't want any green or greenery in this wreath, so we're not going to add any. So I just have a whole bunch of scrap mesh, leftover rolls. I actually don't have too much red or white mesh right now, and that's usually something I have a lot of. But as you come in, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what you guys did today.
Andrea said hello from Illinois.
Hi, Andrea. Okay, so this is just basic deco mesh. It's nothing premium, nothing fancy, but I think it's going to look nice because we are going to add a little bit of shine afterwards, so I don't want to overdo it with the shine. So I'm going to cut these pieces about 20 or so inches to compensate for it not being shiny. Hi, Cheryl.
Shelly says hi, Nick from New Jersey.
Hi, Shelly.
Tracy says from Australia.
From Australia. I'd love to go to Australia. What time is it in Australia right now? Aren't they ahead like 10 hours or something?
I think so.
At least 10 hours. But we're just going to cut one piece for every twist, and then we'll work in a different mesh on top of this afterwards.
Lee says hello from Texas.
Hi, Lee. Me and Skylar love Texas, that's for sure. So I cut 4 or 5 pieces, but my table's a little cramped. I was doing a wreath earlier. So I'm just going to work in these pieces to start off with. So we have a silver work wreath today, but it's not going to matter. You're not going to really be able to tell in the end. So I'm just going to open up the twist. I like to do that before adding any mesh into my wreath.
Tracy from Australia says it's just after 11 a.m.
Just after 11. And what time is it here? 9?
Just about, I
Just
think.
about 9. So that's 10, 11, 12, 3. That's 14 hours, right?
I think so, yeah. Wow.
Give or take. Yeah, it's a long time.
Hello, Nick from Miami,
From
says
Miami.
Michelle.
Welcome, Michelle. I bet it's beautiful where you are right now. Today wasn't too bad, though. I don't remember if it was sunny or cloudy, though.
It is sunny.
For a bit, and then I think it kind of
It's
got
the
a little
day.
cloudy. But we're going to add one piece of this mesh. Just like this. So this will just create a nice base for us to work in our other products.
Ooh, 2:10 in the morning from England.
2:10 in the morning. Who said that?
Laws?
Laz? Go to bed, Laz. 2 in the morning. No, I stay up late too.
Kathleen, aloha from Hawaii.
Hawaii. Skylar, have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have not. The
You have
farthest
not?
I've been is Texas.
Texas. I'd love to go to Hawaii.
Me too.
Maybe we'll come visit. So I have one piece left that's pre-cut. And like I said, the reason I'm doing it in little batches at a time is just simply because I'm dealing with a small amount of space in my table currently. But I did want to work in a live tonight. I think I promised you guys one tonight yesterday. But what we were designing earlier was kind of an alternative color scheme Christmas wreath. We are doing a black and white and gray deco mesh wreath. And I think it's so stunning so far. But I'll show you guys that later once we finish it up. But let's cut a few more pieces of this. Let me make sure I'm on the... There we go.
Hola de Mexico.
Ooh. Skylar went to Spain last year.
It was amazing.
Yeah, she had a fun time. A little jealous, but maybe I'll go one day.
Kim's wondering, how long did you cut your mesh?
Great question. So I'm cutting this about 20 inches, and the reason I'm cutting it about 20 inches is solely because it's a little less, you know, premium than other mesh, so it's a little bit more see-through. And to compensate for that, by cutting a little bit more when you create a ruffle, it just makes it a little bit fuller and you don't see through it as much. So we cut another 6 or 7 pieces, and to create a ruffle, I'll show you guys on my table. We're going to lie it flat and start gathering towards us. And then just placing one piece in every twist. So I'm not twisting it completely closed. I'm doing about half to a full turn with my twist ties, because we are coming back in with more mesh, some ribbon, some ornaments, and our sign. So I don't want my wreaths to be too poofy. But at this point in time, if you guys don't mind giving this video a like as well as a share, I greatly appreciate it. As I talked about in the past, it just motivates me to do more and more lives. And over the last few months, I feel like we've just been cranking out videos. We've just been doing so many videos lately, and I'm loving every second of it. So if you guys enjoy my content, just let me know.
Sandy is addicted to your videos.
Thank you, Sandy.
And we're getting some replies to that one. Lots of people.
Awesome, you guys. Thank you. But this is just basic deco mesh, basic white deco mesh. You can get this from Trendy Tree, Craft Outlet, Deco Exchange, the Wreath Shop, and all of the other great sources for your products. And these rolls are only about $2.50, $3 each. Again, depending on where you source them. Okay, so I have one more piece pre-cut, and then I'm figuring we'll need about 4 or 5 twists. That's it. And then we'll work in our second mesh. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 more pieces. That's it.
Chewy says, love the shirt. Go Red Sox. Karen's wondering, what kind of mesh do you like to work with the best?
So, my personal favorite is poly jute mesh. I love just burlap mesh. It's my favorite. I got like 10 rolls in the other day. But up next would probably be just a basic deco mesh. This is just inexpensive, and I'm not all about having all of the shininess to my wreaths. I like my wreaths to be a little bit more matte. And then after that, premium deco mesh, which has the heavy foil, the heavy tinsel in it.
Denise asked if you have 2 sizes of the white.
2 sizes. So on my table, this is a 10-inch mesh, but I also have it in 21 inch as well. So we have one more piece left to add after this. But I think Skylar's doing a great job asking these questions. What do you guys think? Hands up for Skylar. Her second video ever, and she's already a master at reading comments.
Lorna says, love how you incorporate so many styles in each of your videos.
Thank you, Lorna. All right, here's the base. Isn't that just pretty all on its own? But now we're going to add some more mesh. And the mesh I have is the Snowdrift mesh. It's not my favorite. I like the one that a little bit more premium. But this is all I got in regards to red and white today. So we'll cut 9 pieces of this, and then we'll cut 9 pieces of another mesh. We first cut off the edge a little bit. And this blade that I'm working with on my rotary cutter is probably about 2 or 3 years old. We've had this for a while. And we're cutting these about 10 to 12 inches. We don't need them to be super big. But, you know, anywhere from 12 to 16 inches is probably your best bet.
Rudy's wondering, do you find working with 10-inch mesh over 21-inch?
So back when everybody was on a 21-inch mesh kick, I was using 10-inch. And then when everybody started getting sick of 21-inch mesh and they started using 10, I started to develop a love for the 21-inch. So I like both. I usually, more often than not, use the 10-inch rolls. And probably in the last year or so, I've bought very few rolls of 21-inch mesh. But I still like to use it every now and then. So I don't know how many we cut. I'm just going to start working them in. And what we're going to do with these is we're just going to curl them up over our hands. Like that. And we're going to place one in every other twist.
Linda came in late. She's wondering the size of the frame.
That's a 15 to 24 inch work wreath frame.
Peg is wondering if she can see the sign.
Here you go, Peg. I really like that sign. What do you guys think of that sign? It says Merry Christmas, and like I said, usually the gingham ribbon, which, doesn't that just look like a picnic table to you, Skylar? But I think for Christmas, it's something different. We often don't use that. We use like buffalo plaid. So I'm just placing one in every other twist. So the next twist, I think we're going to just deal with red deco mesh, just solid red, heavy foil deco mesh. But here we ran into an issue where if we place one piece side by side, we're going to have the same mesh right next to each other. And that's just what happens sometimes with your frame. So just choose one of the twists to place your next piece of mesh in. So I'm just going to place it here. So yes, we have two side by side, but it's not going to matter in the end. You're really not going to notice that. And now we can start working in our mesh around our perimeter. Now we can start working in our mesh around the perimeter. Skylar always laughs when I mess up. I jumble my words, honestly, more off camera than I do on camera. I'm the worst at speaking, so... Isn't that right, Skylar?
Very true.
I can't speak to save the life of me. I don't know. But we're just going to place one piece in every other twist around the outside. And hopefully that made sense.
Pacha is wondering if there will be more Christmas in July wreaths.
It depends. Do you guys want to see more Christmas in July? What do you think? Give some hearts if you want to see more Christmas in July. I have enough Christmas stuff to probably decorate 1 million homes. I have so much Christmas stuff because it's my favorite holiday and it's my favorite to decorate for. So if that's something you guys would like to see, we definitely can do it while I stock up my Etsy shop, because come October, we've already moved on to starting to plan for our fresh designs at Christmas. So if I can get as many of these into my shop as possible, we're doing a good job. So it looks like I need 2 more pieces.
Lots of yeses for more Christmas in July.
Awesome. You guys got it. So let's see. Do I want to add 2 more or just 1 more? Let's see. Let's try 1 more, and then we can decide if we want to add another, because we're going to have 2 side by side. You know what? We'll probably just place this piece as our last piece, and then work in our solid red deco mesh and the other 2 twists. So now we just have some deco mesh from Hobby Lobby. I've been trying to get rid of this. Not the best quality of mesh, but we can make it work. I'd much rather purchase on online sources. They have better quality, but we've had this for a few years, and I want to kind of dwindle my supply with this. So I'll cut these pieces about 14 to 16 inches as well, and we're going to cut 1 for every twist that doesn't have a curl in it.
Colleen says she also messes up her words, and she talks for a living. She's a 911 dispatcher.
Wow. Yeah, I can't speak.
Paulina's wondering if you are going to be doing any centerpieces.
Yeah, we're going to be doing lots of centerpieces. And if you're talking about fresh centerpieces, we'll be doing those again at Christmas time as well. But I love Christmas, and if there's any excuse for designing with Christmas stuff, like Christmas in July, I'm all for it. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like the Christmas in July phenomenon? Like Lifetime puts out their Christmas movies. And we're making Christmas wreaths here in July when it's like 90 degrees outside. So we're going to place 1 in every twist that doesn't have mesh.
Sharon would love to see grapevine Christmas wreaths.
We'll be doing lots of those. So you guys already know that we deal with mesh, but it's not my favorite thing to work with. And that's just me being honest with you guys. I'd much rather design a floral wreath. Most of my Christmas florals are still stored away. We just got a big order of florals in the other day. which is why we're designing with mesh tonight. But we definitely can be doing lots of grapevine wreaths.
Lorna's wondering if you'll be creating any swags.
We can do swags too.
Faye's wondering if you're going to be at Crafters Convention in Illinois in 2021.
Wow, I didn't know they already planned 2021. Potentially, I don't know what day it is, but that would be fun. Crafters Convention's awesome.
Judy's wondering a good place to get decent mesh online.
So this mesh came from Trendy Tree. Not the red mesh I'm adding in now, but the other mesh came from Trendy Tree. So they have great quality mesh there, but there's a whole bunch of sources that you can order your mesh from. But even though, like I said, mesh isn't my favorite thing to work with, it still can create a beautiful, stunning wreath. And I think this one's going to turn out nice with the gingham. Okay, so it looks like we need 2 more pieces. So let's work in our final 2 pieces of mesh and stick around because now we're going to be adding in our ribbons. What do you guys think so far? Isn't that kind of a pretty combination? So let's just cut our last piece. But if you guys don't mind sharing this video, I greatly appreciate it. It looks like we're over 600 people watching. So thank you guys for all sticking around and keeping me and Skylar company.
Judy loves it so far.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, so now let's work in some ribbon. We have this ribbon, and we also have just a solid gingham. So this one came from Hobby Lobby. Yaya actually went there the other day and just saw it, and she said it was cute, so she picked up a roll for me. So how sweet is that? But we're going to cut 1 piece for every twist, and then we're going to cut 1 piece of the other mesh for every, the other ribbon for every twist as well. And this is the perfect tails, the thing I'm wrapping it around. And you can get those from the Soul Sisters.
Cindy would love to see Christmas wreaths with burgundy.
With burgundy. That's actually what we were planning on doing tonight, but then I decided to use the gingham. So I do have a pretty burgundy ribbon that I think would work great. So I don't know how many that was, but it should be enough. And if there is any extras, I always save them and use them elsewhere. This is just a generic candy stripe ribbon. See how quick that was to cut all of those pieces? Now we'll do the same with the gingham. But I'm thinking we'll do 13-inch pieces for those. So we have the 13-inch and we also have the 12-inch. We'll do the 13-inch. Or should we do the 12-inch? Let's do the 13-inch. And we'll cut these as the same amount as well. But I'm thinking we'll come back in with some bow ties. What do you guys think? Should we do some bow ties on this wreath? And this is a ribbon I used to sell. I think we sold like 100 of these. Unfortunately, I can't find them anymore. But, you know, pretty much every online source carries the gingham. So I'm glad I saved a couple rolls for myself. That should be enough. See how quick that was to cut? Now we have to dovetail. So I like to just grab a little clump of them at a time. I don't like to do too many. Like that, fold them in half. Cut from the middle out towards the edge. But tonight's actually Skylar's last night that I get to hang out with her. She's going to Pennsylvania, so I'm going to miss her, but she decided that she wanted to do a live with you guys for one of the last times, probably for the next month or so. So I'm going to miss Skylar. And once you guys get to know her too, you'll be missing her as well, because she's awesome.
Jan's wondering where you get the ribbon measures.
Yep, so these are the Perfect Tails by the Soul Sisters. And I'm using the 14-inch and the 13-inch. And those just cut all of your ribbons at the same time.
Lori wants to know if the ribbon is wired.
This is wired ribbon, yes. For artificial designs and for mesh, I always use wired ribbon. I don't think we've ever used non-wired ribbon for our mesh wreaths. We do use it for our fresh floral designs because I just think it has a nice cascade using it. But for fresh, always, always, always use wired. For artificial, always use wired. Alright, so I know this part's a little tedious, but thank you guys for sticking with me. We are about halfway done with the ribbon now. But it makes a huge difference dovetailing. And I know I say that in every video, but it really just creates a professional looking end. We'll do the same thing to this ribbon.
A couple people from Pennsylvania. Hi, Tracy and Ginger.
I know, I'm going to miss her. I don't want her to go back. But she goes out to school in Pennsylvania. I mean, she doesn't have classes now, but she's going back. But we're going to miss her here in our small little towns in Massachusetts. All right, so a couple more pieces. I know this is boring, this part. But it pays off in the end.
Twyla's wondering if the white ribbon is satin.
This is, I don't think it's not a satin ribbon. It's not super thick because it did come from Hobby Lobby. But for the price, I think this is a decent quality ribbon. It's not the best, but it works. And it's wired. But you can also use this for your candy-themed wreaths at Christmas time as well. And somebody needs to create an idea as to what we can do with those little tails, because we have thousands of them all the time. So somebody's got to think of an idea what we can do with those little triangles.
Tracy asked where I go to school. I go to Penn State, Tracy, right in the center of Pennsylvania.
Yep, she goes to Penn State.
And Jennifer's asking if I design things, and I don't, but I love watching Nick and helping him out.
Skylar actually did design something for her wall. Remember that, Skylar?
I did.
It was, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not like a tapestry, but it's like
a string.
It was like string yarn art, but it was really cool.
Thank you.
And comment down below if you guys want to see a picture. I'm sure Skylar can take a picture.
I would love to.
Of what it looks like. But it turned out really cool. You used different like textures too of yarn. But now we're just placing one piece in every twist of each. And then we can decide later on if we want to add little bow ties.
Diana's wondering if you save the tail ends.
I don't. I do throw those out. Look at that combination. So the reds don't match perfectly, but who's going to be able to notice that once all is said and done? I say that, but that's the first thing Skylar noticed. Is that the reds don't match exactly, but it's the best we can do. They do have a rustic version of this gingham, but I think that would have just... It's too dark. It has kind of a brown finish to it. Okay.
We have some questions about the size of the ribbon you're using.
Yep, so we have a 2.5 inch white glittered ribbon, and then a 1.5 inch gingham ribbon as well. So we just have those layered one on top of another. And we're just stacking them. I'm liking this so far. Guess moment of truth when we finish it. Okay. So not a whole lot of product. Nothing more than what we, usually would do. Just the standard deco mesh wreath so far. We just have 3 different types of mesh, which 2 of which were not, the red one was in scraps, but I really wanted to get rid of it. And then we have the snowdrift mesh, which we've had for the last couple of years as well. And that was just a leftover roll, so I figured we got 2 wreaths out of that one.
Judy's wondering if you sell your wreaths.
I do. I have an Etsy shop. Nick's Seasonal Decor on Etsy. And this one will be listed probably tomorrow. But check the comment section of this video, and I usually make a separate post when we finish things, once I take a nice picture of them. Should we add any ornaments? What do you guys think? Do you want to see some ornaments added to this wreath? Or some picks? Me and Skylar kind of liked little small ornaments that she found, which I think work nice. And we'll hold those up after we add the final few pieces of this ribbon. But the red gingham was cut 13 inches, and then the 2.5 inch was cut 14 inches. And the reason for that is because I want them to both show, whether it's just the tip of the white one or not. And I'm not thinking we'll open them up. I kind of like the look of them being together on top of each other like that. But we have 3 or 4 left, I think. Then we'll secure our sign. So I'm just taking them, placing them like this, and folding in half.
We're getting some yeses on the ornaments.
Yeah, we'll put something on it. All right, we have 3 left. What would you guys do today? Me and Alex got some seafood earlier. We went to a restaurant. We sat outside. It was a little chilly. It was kind of windy out in Newburyport earlier.
Some comments about how these colors would be great for Valentine's Day too.
That would work. Yep, red and white. All right, so we have one final twist, and that's it. But I was thinking of doing little bows, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we need to add little bows to this.
Have some comments about liking it plain with just the sign.
Just the sign too. That's another option. Okay, so I know my table's a mess, but this is how the wreath looks so far. What do you think? So of course we'll give it a good fluff before we take our pictures. But let's secure our sign, and then we can figure out if we want to add any ornaments.
It's a rainy day in Central Florida, Teresa said.
Yeah, we've had rainy, like a rainy week and a half here. But the other night, it was severe thunderstorms. Did you hear that, Skylar?
I did. It was crazy.
Really loud. Really, really loud. But I kind of liked it. I guess I'm just crazy. But we're just going to staple our pipe cleaners to our sign. So it's going to be loud for a second. So we place 3 staples on one side. We'll do the same thing to the other side. And then we can secure our sign in our wreath. So one thing I always encourage you to do is when you're securing your signs, make sure you're securing them to the metal frame and not just the mesh. This sign will begin to sag over time, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure you have the metal frame underneath to prevent it from, kind of sagging over time.
Dawn's wondering where the sign is from.
This sign is from Trendy Tree. And I really like this sign. What do you guys think of the sign?
Jennifer loves storms too.
I do. I think they're fun. What do you think of these? Way too dark, I think.
I agree.
Too dark. I thought they were a little bit lighter. We also have some of these, which are kind of looking dark too.
A lot of the comments were more for the plain side of things.
Plain side of things? Yeah, I don't think we need to add a lot to this. I don't think we need any of these. I don't think those are necessary. And then we also have these, which I think the white ones would be kind of cute. And then the clear red ones. But I don't think they're necessary either. I think we can just have a regular deco mesh wreath with our ribbons. So off camera, I will give this wreath a good fluff, adjust all of the loops, and then if I decide to add ornaments, I'll show you guys how that looks as well. But thank you guys so much for keeping me company tonight. At this point in time, if you don't mind giving this video the like and the share, I greatly appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys like these videos and want to see more and more of them. So I'm going to hang this wreath up and give you guys one final look. So let me just turn the camera around. Might get a little shaky. But look at how clean my shop is. Well, sort of. We were doing a wreath here earlier, so that's a whole jumbled mess. But let me just turn it. I love the sign with the gingham. So it could use a little bit of fluffing, but I love that. And here's Skylar. The beautiful Skylar, who is leaving. But yeah, this is how it turned out. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Let me know what you think. And if I find ornaments that are a little bit lighter than the ones that I just showed you, I may decide to add them. But you guys will see in a picture anyway. So I love you all. Thank you guys again. And we'll see Skylar really soon. We'll see her for my birthday.
Yes.
That's a promise, right?
Yep.
We have it on camera. All right. Bye, everyone.